Hello and welcome. My name is Barrett Jones. I am a record producer, and welcome to my studio here in Seattle, Washington. And I'm going to dive headfirst into the controversial new song that has taken the world on by storm, Oliver Anthony's "Men North of Richmond." Now, I find this song it's actually pretty good, and with the exception of the one section that is punching down instead of punching up. There's been some great responses, by the way, from Billy Bragg, and Pitchfork had a really good response to this. He has explained in a video that he put out, and I'll take him at his word, what he was trying to convey. I think it maybe got misinterpreted. Anyway, I want to talk about the musical aspects of this. Let me know what you guys think. But be nice. Only nice stuff. Otherwise, what's the point? Gotta be nice to each other.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is.
Okay, I'm just going to talk first about, he opens up with the chorus. It's a great musical thing to do, is start with a chorus. The Beatles used to do it all the time. He's just got his dobro, which is a acoustic with a resonator, and that's plugged in, and he's got a vocal mic, which is a Rode NT2, I believe. It's a little bit askew. Might be the camera angle. Anyway, he's out in the woods, and he's just doing this live, which is fucking awesome. Now, the reason I think this song resonates so well with so many people is he means it. You can feel his emotion and connection to what he is singing, which is what music is supposed to be about. And people pick up on that. Chord structure is fairly simple. It's been used in lots and lots of songs. Got the capo up at the 4th fret. Otherwise, he's just, singing.
Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Good line.
Know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, know the rich men.
So this is one of the reasons why the right picked up on it quick. He says it's taxed to no end. Now, the people who feel the tax are the poor people, because it's a huge portion of their money. People who not paying their taxes, that's the rich people. So the right loves to talk about lowering taxation, but when they say that, what do? They lower taxes for the rich, not the poor, not the middle class, for the rich. So yes, while he's correct in saying they're taxing too much, we're not talking about the same things.
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. Well, God, if...
Okay, so that's the line. Punching down on fat people and welfare people who are already struggling to survive. You know, the biggest welfare users in the country are, you know, work at Walmart. They work full time at Walmart and they don't get enough money to survive. Welfare is a bad system. He had explained that's what he means by this, and I can accept that, but, you know, you're talking about obese people and them abusing welfare because they're obese. That's just not fair. They're struggling, you know. You should be talking about how fucking Walmart billionaires and corporate billionaires don't pay their workers enough to fucking survive in this country.
5'3" and you're 300 pounds. Taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
So in his excuse for that line, he was talking about how welfare keeps people down, which is 100% true. It's a system devised to keep people in it. Because as soon as you try to, you know, make some more money, you get kicked off of it. So you can't get out of it. That supposedly was his point. But why does he need to talk about, you know, people 5'3" and 300 pounds? These people have medical issues. You know, it's just misplaced anger. Anyway, his passion is real. It's a good song.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
Now, I know he used rich men north of Richmond as a poetic coupling, but obviously there's lots of Richmond in the South too. So this is probably another reason why the right has picked up on him so much, because he's talking about the Northerners, not the Southerners. And he should have seen that.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
One more thing musically about this that I just wanted to say that kind of bothers me a little. And it's nitpicky because I'm a producer and I think about these things. He's out in the woods, and in the woods there is no reverb like that unless you're like surrounded by rock cliffs or something close by. But anyway, he's out in the woods, so everything would sound really dead, but he's got reverb on there that makes him sound like he's in a, you know, big empty hall, which I think actually works for the song, but it looks a little weird in the video because he's out in the woods and you would expect to have no reverb. It's just nitpicky on my part. I wanted to just quickly play what he said about this song.
It was funny seeing my song in the... It was funny seeing it at the presidential debate. Because it's like, I wrote that song about those people. you know? So for them to have to sit there and listen to that, that cracks me up. But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, you know? It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden.
Yes. It's they're the Republicans, the red types. He wrote the song about them. But at the same time, he's bought into their their talking points, which is why he gets angry at the welfare people. You know. Let's see what else he had to say.
Response from such a diverse group of people. And I think that terrifies the people that I sing about in that song. And they've done everything they can the last 2 weeks to make me look like a fool, to spin my words, to try to stick me in a political bucket. And they can keep trying, but I'm just going to keep on writing. And I've got a lot of words to put down on paper, and I've got a lot of songs to put to chords, and I don't know what my music career is going to look like. I don't know how many, because they're sending a message out that initial song that sort of shot me up the radar, Richmond, North of Richmond, is an attack against the poor. If you listen to my other music, it's obvious that all of my songs that reference class defend the poor. Doggone, it's a good example of that. Needles in the street, folks hardly surviving on sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving. The poor keep hurting and the rich keep thriving. It's like, that's what I like to sing about.
It's a good example. The homeless thing is out of control. Here in Seattle, it's out of control. On the West Coast, I would say that the policies that came about during the pandemic of just letting people live in parks and camp wherever they want and park wherever they want, on the surface was okay, nice, but if you're going to do that, you need to provide services. You need to provide trash pickup. You need to provide bathrooms. Why in this country, why do we have no places for people to go wash up? Why is there no bathhouses? I mean, why are people afraid of that? Yeah, it's a pain. People might shoot up in there. They might mess it up. But what's going on is much worse. The streets are insane right now. It's like, if you can't put them into housing, which is what really should be happening, they're spending, I don't even know what it is, millions and millions of dollars a year on this budget, and most of it's going to fencing and clearing people out and taking people's stuff. It's like, just put them in housing. Get them off the streets. Spend the money doing that. It's cheaper. I believe it's Salt Lake City that has figured out how to do it. Or maybe it's somewhere in Colorado. Somewhere there's some city that has zero homeless policy, and they've been able to do it. It's cheaper in the long run just to put people in housing. Just do it. Take care of people. It's better for society as a whole. It's not that hard.
And the English language is interpretive, and so I do understand, like, there may be some people who misunderstood my words in Richmond, North of Richmond. But I've got to be clear that my message, like with any of my songs, it references the inefficiencies of the government because of the politicians within it that are engulfed in bribes and extortion. And, the words say that there's people on the street with nothing to eat and the obese milking welfare. That references a news article I read earlier this summer that adolescent kids in Richmond are missing meals over the summer because their parents can't afford to feed them, and they're not in school to eat cafeteria lunch. And meanwhile, I think like 30 or 40% of the food bought with welfare or EBT money is in a classification of like snack food and soda. I think
the reason that junk food is bought with EBT money is it's usually the cheapest food you can get, and he himself is admitted had some substance abuse problems. People, when they're down and depressed and stuff, they want comfort food. The corporations have also made the junkiest, worst food the cheapest food. It's really, really hard anywhere in the world really to eat healthy because it's the most expensive way to eat. So he's right on all of these accounts, but once again, it's the system's fault and not the fault of the poor.
percent spent on soda, and I want to say like 20 or 30% spent on junk food. And that's not the fault of those people.
As he said.
Welfare only makes up a small percentage of our budget. We can fuel a proxy war in a foreign land, but we can't take care of our own. That's all the song's trying to say. It's just saying that the government...
I'm glad that he says that. That's exactly right. He doesn't go into why he's picking on fat people. That makes me woke. That I even worry about that. Because, woke just means empathy. You guys let me know what you guys think about this song and about this controversy. But be nice. Healthy debate is good. Mean-spirited stuff is not. All right. Thank you again. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I really appreciate it. And until next time, thank you.